Stroup from ET. I teach a graduate course on systemic reform where we look at models of reform in STEM education. When the Common Core came out, people seemed to be unaware of the history, and so these are a set of links that I've sent to you about that history. One of the interesting features that we mentioned is that the Ed Week announced that there was a draft of the Common Core in mathematics. The interesting thing about that draft is that it actually appeared before the committee was appointed. So in some sense there was a kind of working, highly polished draft with actually a fair number of mathematical errors, but nonetheless a polished version of it that was released before the people who were supposed to write it were appointed. You could argue that one of the people was maybe a researcher, but for the most part, conspicuously underrepresented were members of the NCTM, people that played a significant role relative to drafting any of the standards in the first two generations, either 1989 or 2000. So there is a kind of co-opting of this effort run through the governor's office that was not fully integrated with professional society, specifically NCTM. That has evolved some since, so there's been an overlap of Common Core and NCTM, but I think if you look into the early history or the funding of the early history, there's a significant role for a small set of publishers and test publishers to essentially underwrite this effort, and they have succeeded in sidestepping the rules that we cannot have a national curriculum by running it through the state governor's offices. Has played a significant role in sort of reifying an approach to mathematics that's out of date, not consistent with research, and that simply allows for the preservation of a kind of current approach that is in many ways 50 years out of date in terms of what we know in terms of kids learning. So you can click on the links that I've sent. You can find out quite a bit about the unfortunate history of our math curriculum being hijacked by those with very, very little knowledge as teachers or as researchers or as what it really means to do 21st century skills, because the mathematics we have now doesn't involve any kind of computational modeling, any serious engagement with how the computer has transformed math and science. We have reified a curriculum that's 50 years out of date, and nobody seems to be worrying about it too much. Thank you.